Okay, so welcome to part 2 in my studio. I'm just going to show you the biggest painting I've ever done. This one up here was created on 4 different boards joined together, and it was done on MDF board, and I used oil crayon on ink that I've rolled over the board, ink or pigment. I used a pigment that I made up myself, and where the oil pastel is, it resists the ink, and you can get all sorts of wonderful effects by scratching away the oil crayon and then rolling ink over it atop, and voila!
Okay.
So this is another painting I did with the same technique as the long one above, using rolled ink and oil pastel and scratching away with a sharp knife or pen to get this effect. So this is this painting is called Thinking Man, and it's part of a series of paintings that I did when I came back from living in the outback in Australia. I found a sacred cave there, and I gathered the pigments and I made my own paints, and it inspired me to just to play with my very earthy side. So this is a collection of paintings, my sort of tribal theme. So this is one of the many blue paintings. I chanced upon a pigment in France which they use to mix with paint to paint their shutters, and so I used the pigment in a whole series of paintings inspired by blue. When I went on a sort of journey into blue, I didn't ever realise that there were so many different hints and hues that you could discover using blue. Recently, I've been on a really creative roll, and I've been experimenting with all sorts of different effects you can get, distressing papers in different ways, just playing around with different papers and old magazine cuttings and getting different effects on the paper. Here are a few examples. You can get the most incredible techniques, and then doing collages with them. So these are a few of the ones that I've created recently. I'm just really into colour and texture at the moment. This one I used a lot of tissue paper that I dipped in ink and used a lot of wood glue. I'm just playing basically like children play, and following following what my heart tells me to do, and just having fun with it, and not worrying about the end result. I think that's the thing that blocks so many artists, is when we think, oh, that's no good, or I'm just making a mess or something. So basically the whole idea is to not be concerned with the end result, but just to enjoy. When you place something on a piece of paper, just think, oh my gosh, that's interesting, maybe I could do something with that. And it doesn't matter if you make a mess, and nothing is ever lost, because some of my best paintings have been created from things that I've done that didn't work out, so I never throw anything away. And I put them to gestate, and sometimes they could gestate maybe for 6 years, and I come back to it and I pick it up and I feel, my God, that's a wonderful, exciting face. This is an example of a collage that you can do using distressed papers. I don't like to call them distressed because they're happy papers, but the word is distressed papers. All sorts of different effects using words. You can make a vision board easily. These are all things that I will explain in further YouTube videos.